What's going on, traders? 3 trades today, one on CROX, one on CAR, and one on ARNC. Let's get to it. All right, traders, so first thing I wanted to do is thank you guys. We are getting close to 2,000 subs. We just passed 1,800. Wanted to just send my gratitude your way. Thank you for everything and all the support you guys have given me so far. So jumping right into it, CROX. Again, you can always catch these trades live. I'll put a card right up there and I will go ahead and timestamp the live trades for you as well. So CROX, this one was right out of the gate at 9:30. We jumped in. We actually jumped in this one on the first 1 minute candle, 9:30 and 55 seconds. And we ended up getting a price of 30.88. Now this thing was pretty spready when we went to get in. It was actually over 31 at the highs and the bid was actually down near 30.50. But then we saw the bid kind of climb up there and the ask really wasn't going with it. So we decided to jump in and we got an entry there at 30.88. And luckily, this thing started to drop right back down. So per plan, as it was dropping back down, we did take our 75% off. And then that was about when we stopped following our, overall take profit plan. So our overall take profit plan with the remaining 25% of our shares is to look for pivots. And as you can see, there was no pivot until right here. When we put this pivot in around 20 or right around the $30 area when it came back down here. And as you can tell, we would actually still be in this trade. So there was really no reason for us to get out of this trade when we did. So a little unfortunate there. And as you can see, it's been moving down a little bit each time. So a little unfortunate. We definitely left some money on the table there. So moving on to CAR, you'll see that we pretty much top ticked this thing. It hit a high here on this candle at 1895. Our entry was 1891. So very good entry by us, kind of felt the top. We were looking to add if it went through 19, but we didn't quite get through. Started to come back down. We took 75% off and we did it again. We did not follow our take profit plan. Now keep in mind, we did start a new entry method with our share size today. It was the first day. So I was a little anxious. I was a little nervous on how it was going to work. Now, keep in mind, the whole point of this is to not look at your P&L. You should never be trading based off your P&L in the first place. And so that's what I was trying to do. But as you can tell, I was a little anxious and both times on CROX and CAR, I decided to take my 75% probably a little bit earlier than I normally would have. But at least here on CAR, we did try to wait till that previous resistance that we saw set here around 1850 to get those remaining shares. But even so, it was still a bad exit because we did not use our pivots. The whole point of our strategy is to get in, take 75% off and let the remaining 25% work via the pivots. So we're really struggling with that. And I thought about possibly making a new take profit rule where if we can get down to that previous resistance, but then the more I thought about it as I went on my walk this morning, I said, no, that's not what I want to do. So I'm just mad at myself for not following my take profit plan. So ARNC was our last trade of the day. This popped up right off the scanner. We saw this previous resistance sitting here at the $15 area. We jumped in right at what we thought was over 1550. If you watch the live trade, the bid kind of jumped down under 1550 to 1545, which is where we got our entry, while the ask was up at 1560. So it got a little spready on us there when we entered this trade. We were looking for the add up closer to $16. Never quite got there. Didn't get past 1578 was the high, and we started to come back down. We were very happy with taking 75% here, and the remaining 25%, we were very patient with this one. If you watch the live trade, and to be honest, it doesn't matter. And this is kind of what made me realize that taking the remaining 25% of that previous resistance is not always going to be a good idea, because in hindsight, this happens a lot, right? We see this happen a lot where it fades the rest of the day. And if we follow the pivots down, right? Pivot here, another pivot here, comes down, another pivot here, another pivot here, here, and it keeps making pivots. We would technically still be in this trade. Our last take profit on this was at 1505. Current price is at 1325. So the remaining 25% could have made more than I made on the initial 75% that we took off all the way up here. So that's something that I have to look forward to. I have to just hammer it into my head. Like I said, we used the new entry method for share size today. So a little nervous, a little anxious, but it worked out. It was very consistent. I like it. We're going to stick with it at least for the rest of this week at this current size just to get more comfortable with it. But our main focus is our exits, right? We need to start hammering our exits, and we need to not be afraid to use the pivots for our take profit. There's going to be times where it goes high of day or to the previous pivot and it stops us out. That's fine. But there's going to be times where it makes moves like this on ARNC where it just fades the rest of the day, and all that money won't be left on the table. Imagine how good this chart would look if my final take profit was all the way down here somewhere. It would look pretty good, right? So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.